Once we know that all of the data we've gathered is correct, we can then go over to the payroll side of things. The payroll was built specifically with the South African farmer in mind, and therefore there's quite a lot of flexibility around this. If you do happen to have multiple entities, then you can create a pay run for all of them, or a profile for all of them under our payroll, and then under each company you can create the different pay cycles depending on how the different employees or different teams are paid. So let's go in as an example to the monthly pay run over here. We can see the name of the pay run as well as the number of employees that are in this pay run and who these individual employees are. At the top here, we can see the total earnings of this pay run. We can see the total deductions and then the net total that will be paid out to all of these employees. So I can see here under earnings, their base salary, the rate per quantity. The quantity was 60, the rate was 25 Rand and 42 cents, and that then gave me the total value for this payroll. Similarly with the normal hours, any overtime, public holiday hours that were clocked, or Saturday hours. And if there was any other earnings such as bonuses, then it would also show here. If we then scroll to the deductions, we can see if you have pay as you earn or the UIF or any other deductions that might be there as well. They will show here line by line for all of the employees and a breakdown of each one. At the top here, we can thus see the net total that will be paid out to this employee. And if an employee had any annual leave, sick leave, or family leave, it will show how much has been spent, accrued, and how much is left over here as well. If I then know that everything is correct, I'm happy I know that each individual worker in this pay run's information is correct. I can quickly select here and then I can generate a pay slip that will download as a PDF. And then you can obviously print this out and give it to them. It could be either an A4 or an A5 depending on how you would like to manage that. If we then go over to the summary, it will give us a breakdown of all of the earnings in this pay run, as well as a breakdown of all of the deductions and a summary of where all of that information is then gathered from. If we then go over to the reports, we can see that there's a cost report and a net pay report that can be exported to Excel. And then here, the bank payment file is what a lot of our clients find value in. So this is a CSV file that you can export and then input into your bank, and it will then pay all of the employees into their bank directly from this payroll. So all you have to do is inload it into your banking app. You can then confirm that it is correct and it will pay all of them at once, which means that you do not have to manually go in and pay all of your employees one by one. If you then run a loans and savings, for example, with any of your employees, our system would also be able to take that into consideration. So let's say, for example, Jan Grin loaned an amount of 1,000 Rand, and per each pay run, we decide that he pays back 200 Rand. The system will then deduct 200 Rand from each pay run until it hits zero, and then it will automatically not move forward. If you have any savings with your employees, then this is also something you can run on the system, and it works in a very similar way to the loans. Once we are happy with that, we know everything's fine, then we can go over to the filing and payments, and from this we can then pull the EMP 201, the EMP 501, as well as any UI19 documents, and then this can obviously be used with easy filing, or you can import it to SARS as necessary. So if all of that is correct, there is obviously a lot of customizability around our payroll, and you have quite a bit of control on how you would like to manage this.